Hi there, it's July 26, 2024. My name's Davey, and this is a very rough draft of how to communicate with a quantum system across time. I've been trying to figure out a way to communicate this for a few years now, but I've been so ready to tell you and not quite ready with the information. So I didn't have what I needed to say, but I was saying it anyways. And that could still be the case today. Having said that disclaimer, I'm going to continue. Alright, so let's say a laser of, let's call it red. Let's say red is, no, let's call it high. Let's make it a short wave. Let's make it a high beam. Let's call it purple. Let's say purple runs down this line. That's the beam. Okay, now, typically in order to entangle photons, you have to send the laser through a beam splitter that polarizes the light so that the vertical polarized photon goes one way and the horizontal polarized photon goes the other way. These two photons are indeed entangled. Same conversation, same situation going on here. But what I'm trying to do, now let me explain why I wanted it to be purple first of all. When it goes through the entanglement process, when it comes out, they are entangled at a lower frequency. So purple might come out, I don't know what frequency. So let me just say purple goes in, red comes out. Okay, let's just call it that for the sake of simplicity. A lot of people don't know what infrared is. A lot of people don't know what, I don't want to get into all that because I don't necessarily. Okay? All right, having said all that, let me continue. Typically using PPLN, position polarized lithium niobate. I want to say that's what it stands for, PPLN. I'm so sorry, I have gotten that wrong over and over and over again on exactly what it means. But it's basically a crystal, a salt that does this, okay? But I figured today with this V shape to allow this purple beam to go through, and let's say this vertical the vertical photon is now going that way. The horizontal one is going that way, down an extended version of this. Yet, what we're going to do here on this side is take an ultrasonic vibrator, an ultrasound, something that produces ultrasound. I've even thought of piezoelectric. That's not necessary. Let me just continue on this. Okay, so an ultrasonic vibration on this crystal, but not this one. I don't know how long you would have to make that V in order to make the vibration on the one end on this side not so much affect this side. And what you're going to end up with is a frequency of one color, let's call it red, and let's say because you vibrated this one, let's say it comes out green. So you got a vertically polarized red, and you've got a horizontally polarized green, but they are entangled. Now let me explain something to you guys, because this is just a hunch. I don't have proof of this, but I believe that light, although it travels at a set value we established as C, I believe that within the beams, once the C has been connected, each frequency actually travels at one speed faster. Let me give you the reason why I think this. What I saw, because I've been focusing on a lot about rainbows lately, was a prism, right? Let's just try to make a prism real quick. Pyramid. All right, so we got a white beam going through, and it's gonna come out. Blue comes out the short side, red comes out the long side, and it is the reason why we call it short wave versus long wave originally, and then we got into more technicality. What makes me think blue is slower than red is because in a race, when a race car on the inside track, or a horse is even better to use, on the inside track will be the slower horse if this one right here keeps up with it. So if they're going the same speed, if they both come out on this side at the same time, this one, by the definition of its travel, has indeed demonstrated it is a faster wavelength. So frankly, I mean, it's troubling because I'm saying red is faster than blue. Maybe with light it's inverted. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe red, because it's a lower energy, stands to reason if it's a lower energy, would be slower than blue. But by some technicality, it's inside out, upside down. And so what I'm thinking is green would be faster than red. And eventually, at some point, there would be a bifurcation of presence, so that red would have its own presence and green would have its own presence, and that there would be, because of the entanglement, a super presence. An interesting way to convert it, but okay, so the farther apart those two photons get from each other, the farther, let me just say this, the farther those photons get from each other, the more exaggerated the distance and time will be. So for instance, when the red is 1 light year away from the green, then it stands to reason we would absolutely definitely be able to contact across time. That is the only little difference I can see that has been stopping us the entire time. So, just a hunch. I can't call it a theory, but it's been sitting in me for a few years, and for some reason I just feel compelled to share it with y'all. Thanks for letting me, and stay blessed. Cheers.